Hello, hello, everyone. We will wait. I'm just going to wait a few moments here to see who jumps on and go from there. Been having a little bit of a scratchy throat the past few days, so I'm hoping that everything works out and during the session things work out well. So we'll just wait a few moments. So, for anyone watching the replay here, um, please comment any questions you have because I will be introducing some exciting new developments. So, it was interesting. Anyone, if there is anyone on, please say hello and we'll go from there. But some exciting new developments and some downloads from Spirit. So it'll be interesting to share these new developments with all of you. Hello, hello. Nice to see you. Just bear with me. So we'll just give it a few moments. In the meantime, how's everyone doing today? Ready for this exciting session? Mhm. Well, just to give it another moment. I usually like to give a few moments to get people going, coming on. I got my outline here to keep me on track, but funny enough, I wanted to go and revamp it with the changes that I'll be sharing with you shortly, and I couldn't find it. So, so I'm just going to kind of wing it here and just kind of use the old outline because as many of you know, when I get excited about certain topics, I tend to go on and to respect everybody's time. I want to make sure that I'm staying on track and go from there. I think well, it's 7:04, so we'll just get started. And for anyone who pops on, the main thing is that as long as everybody kind of chimes in just before just before the actual hypnosis, then that'll probably be the most ideal. And for those of you that are going to be watching the replay, thank you. And yeah, so I guess we'll get started. So, as many of you may know, my name is Maria Esposito, and I am your wholeness trainer, psychic healer, and consultant. I like to look at myself as somebody that takes a holistic, and when I say holistic, not with an H, with a holistic with a W, uh, to approach to creating revolutionary change in your businesses and your lives using using the beautiful modalities of hypnosis, hypnotherapy, NLP, timeline therapy, HypnoCode, which I'll be sharing with you shortly, and and numerology. And I like to take so with that holistic, I like to take an approach where we look at the whole picture. So we are comprised of mind, body, spirit. So I take all of those three approaches and look at people or whatever the presenting problems are and look at every aspect energetically, physically, mentally, and I use the beautiful modalities I just stated to help people to create those revolutionary changes and basically get out of the way from themselves. So, very passionate with what I do, love what I do, and truly, it is my greatest, biggest pleasure to be able to share, these and do these lives with you. Stay tuned till the end because I also have some other exciting news of other type of events that I will be sharing. These will be complimentary live events, so I will be sharing that with you towards the end. But as of now, I just wanted to go and you know, talk to you a little bit about today's session. So today's session is basically maximizing your time and energy for high impact creating. So, so in other words, are you feeling that drag or feeling that stuckness or even feeling burnt out from that day to day, the day to day struggle, the day to day rat race, and it's creating certain behaviors that are really not serving anyone. So, so, what we'll be focusing on today is creating those releases from, those, energetic burnouts, from those areas of mental exhaustion. And the hypnosis is really targeted in that space. However, what I wanted to share with you is my introduction to HypnoCode. So, working with clients over the years and really understanding that mind body spirit connection. The one thing I noticed when people would come to me with certain problems or certain issues, certain concerns, certain ailments, things like that, what I started noticing was the fact that people's numerology soul codes were their shadow sides were heightened or they were more aligned to their shadow sides. So you're probably asking, okay, what is numerology? So for those of you that haven't been following or are not really familiar with numerology, numerology is a divination tool and it is essentially the vibrational understanding and it's the vibrational communication of numbers. So we've been taught in our analytical society on how to read and utilize numbers in an analytical way. However, we live in a space of duality. So understanding that the analytical perspective of numbers, there's also the vibrational perspective. So numerology is that language, is the vibrational language of numbers. And specifically, we have certain soul codes that we call them that are attached and come from and derived from our day of birth, from our full birth date, from our name, our birth certificate name, and different aspects of our name and our birth date. So these soul codes comprise of our vibrational makeup. And I'm speaking on a very, very simple perspective here. So we have six main soul codes. We have six soul codes, but three main. We have a day of birth, we have our life path number, and we have a destiny. Those tend to be the main soul codes. The other three, which would be secondary, which still important, however, they're not considered your main, are your soul, personality, and essence. So for the sake of just simple understanding, let's focus on just the main. So your numerology day of birth is comprised of that is the creation number. That is the day that initiated. So your the birth of you. It depicts, how you do things, how you think, how you react, from moment to moment, day by day. and it's more or less how who you are. Your life path number is the number that is the life path number is focuses on, I like to look at it, it's basically your journey through this time space reality. So your journey in life. It shows you how you maneuver and how you flow through life. I also like to look at this as your why for being here. And it shows details in that perspective as well. Now, your destiny number is your life's work, or in other words, your career, your business, and your day-to-day job. That's more or less what it's how you're meant to be expressing yourself through your life's work. So, and as we know, there's the aligned sides and there's the shadow sides. So, what I notice with going back to my story, what I've noticed is that a lot of people that were coming to me, for the most part, and I'm not saying this applies to every single client, but for the most part, I noticed that a lot of the events and things they were experiencing, behaviors, ailments, had a lot to do with that misalignment. And and it wasn't until I said, well, this is interesting. So if it's a misalignment with their own specific soul codes, you know, how can we combine the power of hypnosis, trance, to create those neurological changes, you know, and align them to the alignments of those soul codes. So essentially, I've combined hypnosis to create that awareness, release, and change at the neurological level with the understanding of those soul codes. So this is something that is very exciting for me, and I've already been focusing and working and enhancing this. So this was something that I wasn't even going to launch this, but it was interesting because it was literally over the weekend. I ended up getting a download that I think it was over the weekend, and I knew I had to incorporate this in this session. Still don't really understand why. However, it was definitely something that I needed to do. And as much as I wasn't really ready to do that, I was being called to do it. So here I am. So needless to say, this is really exciting. So with the specific topic that we're dealing with today, a lot of this would be targeted specifically for people that have the numbers 1, 4, and 1, 4, and 7 in their soul codes. So to give you a little bit, and I'm not going to go into detail because yes, I will be sharing more and more and more information will be coming out specifically to numerology and to to soul codes, and give you some information on that perspective. However, to go back and to focus on what these numbers mean. So to give you an understanding, the number 1 is all about, this is your visionary leader. This number depicts, it is the masculine energy. It's the masculine energy number. It is the number of leadership. It is the number of taking action. It is the number of independence, confidence. It is a very, very powerful number. However, when exhibiting the shadow sides of the number 1 can express themselves when they get into a space of aligning with their analytical or their ego mind, and they become to self-isolate, or they become very selfish, or it becomes a lot about me. So when exhibiting those shadow sides of these numbers, these are some of the behaviors that could come out. So for the number 4, this is the master builder number. The master builder, these are your CEOs, these are your managers, these are your people that are the ones that understand systems. They're building the businesses, they're building the systems, they're managing the systems. These are your pivotal people that truly create and maintain foundational businesses. And these are the people that you really want in your business. So with the fours, you know, and I want to go back to actually going back to the one and the four. These are very um, highly spiritual numbers. Um, However, they're also the four is also very masculine, a lot of masculine energies there. The four is also the pivotal thing with the four is also about listening to your intuition, listening to those downloads and grounding in that intuition. And it's about moving forward in a step by step, methodical method because that four is a manifestation number. So if there is a balance of that intuition and taking that intuition and those inspirations that are coming in and taking a methodical step-by-step process method, they fours manifest greatly. Now the flip side to that is when the four gets overworked and underappreciated, when they feel that they're working hard, they're underappreciated, you know, as a result, they could become very stubborn. They could become very rigid in not wanting to change and doing things their way. So is a true shadow side of the four. Now for the number seven, a little bit different than the one, but however, another very powerful. In my opinion, the seven is probably the most intuitive and the most spiritual number in the 1 to 9 codes, soul codes, root numbers. The seven is all about it is the psychic and focus master, and it is the psychic teacher, it is the wizard, and it is a beautiful number that is all about lightning insights. It's listening to those insights because they come in really quickly and taking action in a way that grounds them and creates. The seven is also really big on research and digging into the realms, the hidden realms, the things, the spaces that not a lot of people like to get into. And they like to get in and learn things and truly love doing that type of research type work. So these are like your scientists and whatnot. Um, the shadow side of the seven is the sevens, you know, if you take a look at it, it's open to the past, but facing the future. So sevens have a tendency to focus and bring in the past into their now. And when they do that, this also creates self isolation. This creates rigidness. And this could create a lot of dysfunctions in relationships and whatnot. So it is so important that sevens, anyone with sevens in their codes, when they're exhibiting that self isolation, or they're bringing in baggage from the past into their now, and they can't let go of what was, and they're continuously bringing that in. So that tends to be a shadow side of the seven. And not to say that anyone here would actually experience that. However, these are some of the behaviors and these are some of the traits that these soul codes have and which you could be experiencing. So with that, I am so with this particular um, hypnosis that we're doing today will be is really geared to people that have those 1, 7, 1, 4, and 7 codes, because these, for example, like I said, creating loss of focus. So with the focus, that is that is a pretty common element for these master builders and these creators and these visionary leaders, and these teachers. So, loss of focus, distractions, and so today's hypnosis will be more or less opening that up to creating that awareness. And also, as you go through this journey this evening, you'll also exhibit and you'll also be receiving some learnings. So be open to the learnings and whatever it is that your unconscious mind wants to bring up. Allow yourself to flow through this space and be open to whatever it is that your unconscious mind wants to tell you. So today's session will be a little bit different than normal. So I really, really hope you enjoy it, and then we'll go from there. So so what I want you to do right now is I'm going to get you to prepare yourself for this session. I want to make sure, whether you want to sit up or lay down, just find a comfortable space where, number one, that you'll be comfortable and you could kind of put your feet up, and also find a space that you will not be distracted. Because if you're going through a hypnosis journey and there's continuous distraction, the chances are you probably won't be able to get into those deeper states of trance, which is ideally what you want, because that's where that's where the unconscious change happens. The deeper you're able to get yourself into those spaces, the more profound the results will be. So, so make sure that you're in a comfortable space where you won't be distracted. And I will be putting some music in the background as I do this. So that will help create an ambiance. And then from that point, we'll go from there. For those of you that have joined us or have watched my previous my previous events, I usually share a technique that it's actually a self hypnosis technique that helps to put you into a light state of trance. I highly recommend learning and perfecting this technique, because it's a really great tool if you're wanting to create instant extreme focus on whatever it is that you're doing. If you're wanting to be able to absorb and learn as much information as you can, and then utilize that information when you need it later on, this is another great technique for that. This is also another beautiful technique that actually induces a state of calm. And so, if you're experiencing any extreme negative behaviors or any behaviors like anxiety, sadness, fear, by putting yourself into this into this state, will actually help you to state manage and bring you into a state of calm. So it is a very powerful technique. So all you're going to do, for those of you that are here and for those of you watching the replay, um, what you're going to do is that when you're doing this technique, you're always going to want your face and your head to be looking forward, but you're gonna put your eyes up, and you're gonna try to do your best to find a spot either on the wall in front of you or on the ceiling. Now, this shouldn't be painful. So so if you're finding that this technique is creating a bit of pain or you're straining your eyes, should not. So you're looking too high up. So just kind of bring your eyes down. But I want you to be aware that usually when you lift your eyes up, especially because that's not really something that we consciously do, your head's going to want to move up. So you want to be cognizant that your head is still facing forward. It's just your eyes that are moving. So when you get into that state, you're going to take 3 deep core breaths. And as you're taking these 3 deep core breaths, as you're looking up, you're actually going to move your eyes from side to side. So kind of like this. Now, as you notice and as you do that and you kind of go back and forth with your eyes, you're already going to start noticing how your body is going to start feeling. So, I suggest for somebody who's new doing that about 10 times, or you know what, even just try 5 times going back and forth. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, however times that you want to do that. Then what you're going to do, and you're going to continue to core breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth as you're doing this. Then when you're done, when you feel ready, listen to your body, listen to what it's saying. Then you're going to take one more deep core breath with your eyes being straight up. And then what you're going to do is that you're slowly going to bring your eyes back to its original state. The thing you want to remember is that you want to make sure that your eyes are not jumping from one state to another, because this will actually pop you out of this calm state. So you really want to be aware of slowly bringing your eyes back to normal, and then close your eyes and notice what changes. Notice what shifts. So that's what you can do. So let's try this one more time together. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Now side to side. Go back to center. Take a deep breath. Yes. Exhale. And slowly come back to now. And close your eyes. And see how that feels. So now you are ready. So now that you're in a space of calm, space of tranquility, now we could get started for our wonderful session. So, like you, keep your computer, your device on so you could definitely hear what it is that I'm, guiding you through. However, I would probably recommend if you want to somehow close your screen, or not that so you could still hear me, but I am actually going to do the exact same things. So to create this, and I'm actually going to cover my screen, and then we'll get started. So just get relaxed while I get prepared, and we'll go from there. Now, way to get relaxed. Take a deep breath. Center yourself. Now take another deep breath and center. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to actually ask you to open up your eyes, still being in a state of relaxation. But until I tell you to close your eyes, I want you to keep your eyes open and just relax. Okay? Welcome, high impact creators, to the session of unconscious revolutionary change. As you may know, I am Maria Esposito, your wholeness trainer. So before we begin, just take a moment and settle in. Now I want you to take a moment and set an intention of what you would like to achieve from this journey this evening. I want you to feel the stability of the seat beneath you, or the bed, or the couch. And listen closely to the rhythm of my voice. And picture the goal we are reaching for today. Complete clarity and command over your time and energy. Your eyes are still open, just for a moment. If you've ever felt that drag of burnout, or the constant sound of mental clutter, this journey is for you. We are going deep to locate the root of the need to be busy and replace it with the power of being effective. Know that you are ready to shift from being a slave to your schedule to the master of your magnificent creations. Allow that attention now to settle deep within your core. Now we move into the quiet work of the unconscious. You don't need to do anything at all right now. Just allow your body to settle and know that your unconscious mind is ready, is already beginning to tune in to the thing that matters most. You are listening to the sound of my voice, and you can feel the surface beneath you. And as you are doing those things, you may begin to see a certain color behind your eyelids, or you may not. It doesn't matter, because your unconscious mind knows exactly what to do to take you into a deep, comfortable state of focused absorption. Notice how your breath is already slowing down. And you might find that you can already feel the beginnings of a deep, comfortable drift. And as you listen, to the rise and fall of your chest. With each breath, you can allow your eyelids to become heavier and heavier. Simply allowing them to close completely. When the next time is exactly right for you, just let your eyes soften and close. When you're ready, that's right. Closing your eyes. And as you feel that comforting darkness, some part of you can begin to picture a quiet, lush garden, a mental sanctuary where every distraction simply sounds like the gentle wind rustling through the trees. And every breath you take allows you to feel yourself drifting twice as deep, or maybe even more. Deeper and deeper. Now, letting go of everything that doesn't serve your focus. And as you drift in this deep state, your unconscious mind will bring forward the first number of your personal HypnoCode, the soul code that represents your core mastery of focus. Just see that number clearly in your mind's eye. Feel the purpose of that code sinking into your chest. Deeper and deeper. Now, resting deeply, I want you to simply float up above your body as if you were rising into the clear, open sky. You're above your personal timeline. From this position of learning, I want you to look back along your journey to the very first event, the root cause that created the pattern of overwhelm or the need to be excessively busy. Your unconscious mind knows exactly where and when that first event is, when it has been located. Just nod your head gently. Are you there? Now, simply float forward to the moment just before that first event. From here, just listen. Your unconscious mind is brilliant. I want you to find the learnings that this initial experience offered you, the wisdom, the powerful benefit that the pattern held for you. What did you gain that serves you now? Starting with I am. State each learning that floats up in your mind. I am brilliant. I am focused. I am building momentum. State your I ams right now. Sense that learning. Hear the learning. See that learning. Grasp it now. Good. Now feel that essential learning integrate into your soul code. Picture it as a bright, essential light inside your core, inside your heart. That's right. You have the learnings. Now, keeping that powerful learning safe, it is time to release the old emotion, the overwhelm, the exhaustion, the mental clutter completely. In a moment, you will float down inside that first event, only to confirm that the old emotion has vanished. Your job is simply to know that the old emotion has completely disappeared, leaving only the powerful learnings. Float down inside the first event and check on the emotions. Has it disappeared? You may find that you cannot feel the pressure anymore. Can you? Good. Float back up to the safe space. Now you will float all the way back to now, only as quickly as you can let go of all the residual overwhelm and the feeling of chaos on every event, preserving only the learnings and seeing it dissolve into the distance. Release and flow back to now, letting that feeling of chaos just drop away. That's it. You are now clean, clear, and focused. Your unconscious mind is wide open, ready to receive these powerful, revolutionary truths for high impact creation. You feel a clear, calm focus when you look at your schedule, and that calm rings true in your daily actions. You see clearly that less is more. And you know that focusing on your top 20% of tasks creates 80% of your breakthrough results. Every time you speak a no to a low value task, your voice is filled with the sound of true power because you feel the freedom it creates. You look forward to the deep work that truly moves the needle, and you feel the energy of creative flow guiding your hands. Your HypnoCode, your core mastery number, is your internal compass, always showing you the one highest impact action to take next. You see a beautiful picture of your thriving business, and you feel completely comfortable delegating the rest. Now, from this moment forward, every time you feel the satisfying closure of completing a high impact task, or hear a moment of silence in your day, or see the next step clearly, that will be the trigger for this feeling of focused, unstoppable calm to fill your entire being. And now, preparing to return to full, wide awake awareness, carrying all these deep, focused changes with you. In a moment, I will count from 1 to 5. With each count, you will feel the energy of clarity coming back into your body, and you will see your vision for a simplified, high impact life becoming crystal clear. One, beginning to feel the sensation of your body in the chair beneath you, taking a deep, refreshing breath. 2, hearing the sound in the room and my voice becoming clear and distinct. 3, feeling energized, motivated, and completely at peace. All of the learnings are anchored. The patterns of burnout are gone. 4, seeing the light begin to enter your eyelids, ready to open a new world of focus action. And 5, as you come back to now, feeling wide awake, energized, and completely alert. And as you take these installs and go through your evening in a calm, collective way, you'll continue to install what has been shared. And there we go. So for anyone here that would love to comment and share what they experienced, what they felt, and for anyone who is watching the replay, please comment any questions, what you experienced, what you saw, maybe share some of the learnings. Excuse me. Wonderful. So I wanted to share. So I know this was kind of, this happened really quickly. And the thing I wanted to share with you is that, I probably should maybe tone down this, this hypnotic music. How about that? Wonderful. So moving forward, I know I've kind of shared HypnoCode, and I did share at the beginning of the session a little bit about numerology, a little bit about soul codes, things like that. But I think moving forward, that I think will be a really exciting opportunity for me to share is that on alternating weeks, because we do these hypnosis lives bi-weekly. So the weeks that I'm not doing the hypnosis, I think that I'm going to be doing, still working out what days that will be. But I'm thinking that I might start offering some of these lives, but specific to numerology. So for anyone who loves numerology, familiar with numerology, and wants to be able to learn more about HypnoCode or learn more about the numerology space and want to receive some readings, some intuitive readings that may come up. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to have the session structured with specific topics. My apologies. My throat's a little dry. So, um, so I'm thinking. So I'm just going to leave this and see what I'm guided to do. So whether I'll have preformed um, topics, or if I'm just going to leave this as an as an open space for people to come in, chime in, um, and learn and receive some intuitive numerology readings from me. So I'm going to leave that open and see how things flow. Um, Stay tuned. I will broadcast days, time. It'll most likely be 7 p.m. I'm contemplating on doing Wednesday evenings. So stay tuned for that in my social media channels. And the other thing I would love to share, and for those of you that have been following me, know that I finally, Imposter Syndrome Buster has been launched. It is my first little mini program. It's basically, as I've stated, it's imposter syndrome. So it is a program that you have your downloadable. It's a guided hypnosis specific to imposter syndrome. So exactly what is imposter syndrome? It usually tends to be the root causes of, I'm not successful, I'm not good enough, these root limiting beliefs and decisions around, you know, being unworthy, being unworthy of success, or being unworthy of owning a business, whatever that may be. But it is a guided hypnosis by me with frequencies in the background, similar to this, but done much better and done more professionally. But and it also comes with the workbook that basically gives you instructions on how to use effectively, how to use to maximize your results. I definitely recommend using it at night and doing it consistently. The key thing with hypnosis, if you're not consistent, if you're not doing the work, it's not going to do anything for you. So the key thing is anything when you're working with creating neurological changes, the biggest thing is consistency, consistency. So I say using this for a month consistently every night, fall asleep to it would be ideal. If not, if you meditate in the morning, incorporate this into your daily meditation. Ideally, night is recommended, but first thing in the morning works as well too, because it's you really don't want to be doing hypnosis during the day when your conscious mind is completely alert. So you really want to target when your conscious mind is getting to that those re- relaxation states. The other thing that is part of this program is being part of our is a community group. So it's my internal community group where again it'll be kind of like your own internal like Facebook where you could post things. I'll be posting some information there. There'll be a lot of great information and things like that, questions, answers, and things like that. So the early bird special right now is 1998 US, is what the early bird price right now, and then it goes back, to $42. Excuse me. Interesting. Feel like I'm thinking I need to say something. So thought I said everything, but apparently not. There's something still stuck in my throat chakra here. So yeah, so that's the exciting news. Imposter Syndrome Buster page is on my YouTube channel. If you look in my bio area, you will see the link there if you want more information. So that is there. Stay tuned for upcoming numerology lives. I will keep you posted on that perspective as well. And I will see you in the next 2 weeks on our next HypnoCode live. So not quite sure which codes I'll be focusing on, but stay tuned for that. And I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Thank you all for whoever who has joined, and thank you very much for those watching the replay. Talk to you soon. Bye.